Good evening, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, tonight's co-host, Tara Craver, to KLRN podcast radio show, Remember the Fallen. Tara will be doing her show from Craver Studios, located in gorgeous Highlands County, Florida. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. Honor, courage, commitment. Tara is the widow of USMC veteran Carl Craver. Her husband passed in 2014. His death was finally deemed service-connected after his passing. Carl died never knowing whether his claim was approved or denied. But Tara, with determination and perseverance, continued her husband's fight, and after a 3.5-year fight, her claim was approved. Now, with passion in her heart, she continues to fight for all veterans. Tara is known for standing for justice for our veterans and their families against the Veterans Administration, so please sit back, relax, and get comfortable, and hope you enjoy tonight's shows.
Hi, everybody. I am so glad you all tuned in tonight. This is Tara Craver, and I want to welcome you to Remember the Fallen. We are going to talk tonight more about the largest mass contamination in United States history, the military base, Camp LeJeune, which is located in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Sit down and get comfortable. We're going to have a great show tonight. I'm going to have on the radio here with me Marine veteran Ken Partlow from North Carolina. Ken was in the Marine Corps between 1981 and 1984. Hi, Ken. I want to welcome you to tonight's show and to join us tonight. Your story, from what we've spoke about on the phone, is a compelling one. And it's so important to me that so many veterans out there realize that they are not the only ones that are running into the block walls that they are running into when it comes to filing disability claims of any sort with the VA concerning Camp LeJeune. Would you kind of tell our listeners, I've already told them you were in the Corps between 81 and 84. When did you first hear about LeJeune? When did you start seeing symptoms? And start there and kind of give them a little bit of a background on yourself.
Well, my background, while I was in the Marine Corps, Marine Corps Security Force for my first couple of years before I was stationed at Camp LeJeune. I arrived in LeJeune in 1983. Pretty soon after then, by 1984, I began experiencing intestinal issues, fatigue, headaches, and rashes, but I never put it together.
Because this was in 1984. This was really before it was really made public.
Yes. And many of the guys in my team also had issues with fatigue and so forth, but no one could put it together.
Right.
All the time, you're tired. And we just passed it off as being overworked.
Being overworked, underpaid. I get it. So in other words, you just shrugged it off, like I told you on the phone earlier that, like my husband had heartburn. He just shrugged it off. He was a long-haul truck driver, and what do truck drivers do? They eat truck stop meals that don't necessarily agree with them. So he thought it was just part of the job, so to speak, correct?
That is correct. So when I started losing extensive weight, muscle mass and so forth, right before I was honorably discharged, I began to get a little worried. When I was discharged, started going to civilian physicians, and I was diagnosed with IBS and chronic fatigue syndrome. I also had joint issues and my headaches and so forth. Did not even find out about contamination Camp LeJeune until 2008 when I received a letter from the IRS. By that time, all my symptoms had been diagnosed as immune deficiency. common variable immune deficiency.
Right.
Another 2 years with my physician trying to figure out what caused this. That there really isn't a definite diagnosis. It's a diagnosis of exclusion. There are primary and secondary immune deficiencies.
Did they ever give you any idea that all the issues combined that you were having, that it had anything to do with being chemically induced?
Well, by 2010, my specialist physician, infectious disease, put it together as that it was more than likely caused by the toxins I was exposed to at Camp LeJeune. And he provided a letter for it, and I filed my claim in 2011, which was denied.
Okay, that was 8 years ago.
Yes. It was denied. I put it for 2011, denied in 2013. The examiner...
Talking about the CMP examiner from the VA?
Well, this was a VA examiner, but she was not subject matter expert as of yet. Her opinion was it was in the realm of medical possibility, but she said my ulcerative colitis altered my genes and caused my immune deficiency. So I had to get back to my physician who laughed at it and rewrote another letter. This was then filed my NSD, notice of disagreement, and that again was denied June 2016. I had a subject matter expert in February 2015. 2015. And she said there was not any dose response curve with GC and immune disorders. The problem is CVID, or common variable immune deficiency, is very rare. And they will not have a dose response curve because it won't be studied. That's one of the biggest problems.
Okay, is this your opinion, or did that come from her?
This came from her. There was no dose response curve.
Okay, who's a VA physician?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, she also said my previous smoking reduced my IG levels, and cites the effect of low and moderate levels of smoking and alcohol consumption on serum immunoglobulins. The problem is she forgot to read the whole article, which says they cause changes in IG reference intervals, but those ranges are still within clinically acceptable limits.
Okay.
Diagnosed with common variable immune deficiency, your IGs, I call them, immunoglobulins, are not within acceptable limits. They're decreased quite a bit.
Not to change the subject, but you're a subject matter expert. And if you've ever listened to any of my previous shows, I use that term kind of loosely because these subject matter experts, somebody said it was a 3-day class. Somebody had told me, I think a mutual friend of ours had told me that it was, I think, a 40-hour class. I'm not sure, but still it's less than a week, where the VA has taken their own doctors, not only doctors, some of them are physicians' assistants, gave them a 40-hour or a 3-day class in order to be a subject matter expert. Did you at any time or even think about it to look and see what your particular SME was? Did you ever look her up, what her credentials and what she specialized in?
Yes, both of them are family physicians.
Family practice.
Yes.
Okay, did it say where they specialized in anything like toxic chemicals?
No.
No.
From what I've seen, they were not a specialist in any form.
Okay. I guess I'm just sitting here thinking I could go take a 40-hour class and go to work for the VA and be a SME, but I'm not going to be smart tonight. I promised myself I wouldn't. But anyway, in 2008 is when you heard about LeJeune.
Yeah.
And you had put a claim in originally in 2011.
That's correct.
All right, you've been denied twice.
That is correct.
And didn't you tell me you had a nexus letter or several?
I've had several nexus letters. I've had them from my infectious disease, who at least 4 nexus letters. My gastroenterologist, who provided one, and my family physician provided one.
And these are outside doctors.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not seen the VA except through my CMP exam. I've only had one of those.
All right.
My biggest complaint is VA examiners provide inaccurate opinions based on scientific evidence and what you have told them, and then it takes several years to correct the inaccuracies.
It does. It seems to be the way they've been doing. Well, let me ask you something. When we spoke the other day on the phone, I think it was yesterday, you had told me that the several nexus letters that you had written, that along with it, that each physician did attach, or not so much attach, but they did refer to what studies or research to where they got the information to draw them to the conclusion in which they did. And they did attach this, or did put in the nexus where they did get this information, right?
That is correct. All of it was provided within their letters.
And did the VA ever come back and say to you, well, we need more information where they got this information? Did they ever try to once challenge any of the nexus letters and the physicians who wrote it?
The first VA examiner, to make sure I have my notes correct.
Now, a VA doctor didn't write you a nexus letter, did they?
Oh, no. Like I stated before, I have not seen a VA physician except for my CMP exam.
Right.
I always thought the VA took care of Agent Orange.
Right.
And so forth. And I was very naive on the whole situation.
I think we all were at one time, including my husband, so you're not the only one here. No, I thought maybe there for a minute that one of those nexus letters was written by a VA doctor, because I was going to say this is the first Ripley's Believe It or Not, because even though VA doctors tell claimants or veterans that they can indeed, or no, I should say veterans are being told by the VA hotline and the 827-1000 number that a VA physician can write a nexus letter. The problem with everyone I've spoke to, and if anybody that's listening to the show tonight, if you've ever had a VA doctor actually write you a nexus letter, which is an opinion that shows that your health issue is related to being service connected, I would love to hear from you, and we'll give you the information later at the show where to contact me at. So the nexus letters that you had written were all outside doctors. I want to make that clear, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
All were outside physicians.
All right. So you've been denied. Okay, your opinion, when you went for your CMP exam, what was your impression? What was your, everybody has an opinion. What was your opinion after your visit regarding the exam you got, if you did indeed get an exam? What's your opinion of how that particular appointment went regarding the doctor, the process?
It was a physician's assistant, and I hate to say it like this, but she falsified information, and I have it in writing.
Okay, she falsified it into your records?
Yes. 41 inches, and offhand 41.5 inches, and that was the cause of my arthritis in my right knee.
Your height?
Yeah.
Did I understand you right? She went by your height?
No, my height is 5'8". She had put down the reason I had arthritis in my leg is because my legs were 41 inches and 41.5 inches. I refiled the claim after I saw another orthopedic surgeon and asked him to measure my legs, give me a x-rays, and his opinion. My legs are 30 inches long.
Did she have a tape measure? Was she measuring you?
She never measured. She never examined. She just wrote it down.
So she assumed.
Yes. She guessed. She falsified information.
Hey, Ken, I have to stop you right there. Folks, don't go away. We got to give a few minutes to our sponsors. Ken and I will be right back. So don't change that dial.
Sprint gives you the best of both worlds. A network built for unlimited and a great price. Our LTE Advanced network is now up to 2 times faster than before. And our total LTE coverage has increased by 30%. There's never been a better time to switch. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1 and make the switch to Sprint today.
Faster compared to 4G LTE. LTE Advanced requires a capable device. 4G LTE data coverage with roaming coverage and offer not available everywhere.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year. Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, this is Tara again. If you have a suggestion for an upcoming show, or you yourself would like to share your story, please contact me at Craver Studios, FLA@gmail.com. That's Craver, C as in Charlie, R-A, V as in Victor, E-R, Studios, S-T-U-D as in Delta, iOS, FLA, Foxtrot Lima Alpha, @gmail.com. And if you are a Facebooker, check out my Facebook page, Camp LeJeune Victims, The Faces.
Bring in your Players Club card from any local casino to 7th Street Casino and join the Lucky 7 Club and win up to $250 in free slot play based on the status of your casino club card. Once you're a member, you can play and earn additional chances to win up to $250 in free slot play.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. As I told you before, I have a veteran on here that was a Marine between 1981 and 1984 in the United States Marine Corps, Ken Partlow from North Carolina. And again, Ken, thanks for joining me. I forgot where we left off before we took the commercial break. But there was something you were telling me a little while ago about a discrepancy that you had found in your medical records that the doctor falsely put in those records. Would you kind of explain what you were telling me?
Yes. As I briefly said before, I've also placed in my claim from Camp LeJeune where I injured my right knee. It has been my service medical record. I've been physical therapy and checked out. I continue to have problems with it. So I put this claim in, and it came back denied as well. And the VA examiner had stated that my legs were, one was shorter than the other, causing the arthritis in my right leg. And it said they were 41 inches and 41.5 inches, somewhere in that range. I am 5'8", and legs for a orthopedic surgeon to go ahead and give me evaluation, check the lengths, and so forth. And sure enough, as my jeans say on the back, 30-inch length. Okay?
Right.
And he wrote me a letter, and I eventually won the claim. But the VA examiner was either totally mistaken, which she did not even do an exam on my legs, or she falsified it. You can take it as you wish, but I do not trust the VA examiners. The subject matter expert that did a review on my immune deficiency had put down the committee on Camp LeJeune did not determine a link between CVID and TC exposure. However, she did put and go on to explain that CVID disorder presents as recurrent infections, lung disease, gastrointestinal, and autoimmune disorders. These are same symptoms documented in my records and documented within a year of my being out of service after I was exposed.
Now, these are VA records you're talking about?
These are VA and private medical records.
Okay, when we were talking, I want you to tell our listeners one thing, and I've tried to make it so, I try to make it so imperative that people do this. I've tried to tell veterans, when you go to the VA, be sure to get copies of that day's appointment, the medical notes, the doctor's notes, I should say, and, your records from being there that day for that visit. This evidently seems to be something that you have done and took upon yourself, correct?
Oh, definitely. 3 days after your VA examination, you can request your records. I have not had a subject matter opinion since 2014, and they've revamped your health event. If you have a premium account, you could go inside there and see what your VA examiner said as well.
Oh, really? That's something I didn't know.
Yes, you can. It's on my blue button. You check all of it, and it'll load all your appointments and so forth.
Okay.
As for private physicians, they have to give you your records, which I do approximately once a year. Ever since I found out I was exposed and my health problems, I've been placing all my records on thumb drive. That way, at any time, I can go back.
There you go.
And you have a question, I can answer it right then.
There you go.
Exactly what happened.
When we were talking earlier, you've been denied 3 times, you said?
Yes, I was denied. First time I filed my NOD, I was notice of disagreement. I was denied on that one. I filed my Form 9 to go to the BVA. That was recently remanded.
Okay, so you've not only certified for the BVA, your case has already been brought up, but the BVA, Board of Veterans Appeals, has remanded that. How long ago? Let's see, you told me last night that it was February that they remanded the file, correct? The case?
That is correct. It's been a little over 6 months, I guess.
Okay, and since then you haven't heard anything?
No, I have not. And going on my healthy vet, there has not been any movement on it either.
You know, there is, and I did have it written down, and I don't know where it is offhand. There is a 800 number. You can Google it. I wish I had it in front of me. I don't have my cell phone in front of me to be able to Google it. But there is a toll-free number. It might not be toll-free. I think it's a 252 DC number for yourself or for anybody that's listening tonight. there is a number that you can call. Google the BVA phone number in Washington, D.C. If it shows up an 800-827-1000 number, that is not the number that you want. I found it just the other day for somebody too, and for that, hell of me, I cannot remember what I put in there, but I did put, I looked up the BVA phone number, and you can call, and you get more information out of them by a long shot than you do that 827-1000 number, that call center. But you can call the BVA in D.C. Make sure it's not the 800 number. Make sure it's I think it's 252 area code for D.C. But you can call them, Ken, and you might be able to get more of an update. In fact, I think you get more out of them than you do the VA, period. But that's my own opinion again. But I wanted to go back. You said, let's see, you went before the BVA. Okay, now it's been remanded. So now you're waiting again. Can I ask you, what is your current personal situation now? I know you're married. I know your wife has health issues from what you've told me. And of course yourself. You're not working, correct?
No, I was basically forced into retirement due to my health issues back in 2009. And that time I also filed for Social Security disability, which was approved after several years. And the law judge put down my medical team had that my immune deficiency was a result from toxins in my exposure at Camp LeJeune.
That's in your Social Security file?
Yes, it is.
That's interesting. So you can get, so you're getting right now, you're getting Social Security disability.
Yes, I am.
And they have Camp LeJeune documented in there.
Yes, they do.
And that's the reason you believe you were approved for disability from Social Security?
That's exactly what the law judge put down in writing, that my physicians had attributed my immune deficiency to exposures at Camp LeJeune.
Okay, so a judge that more or less, I don't know if he works for the Social Security Administration. We know we have judges that work for the Veterans Administration. Both these organizations are both government entities. Now, they say the VA or the Social Security says, yes, we're approving your disability because of, well, I'll just paraphrase it here, because you're exposed to these toxic chemicals at Camp LeJeune. But the VA denies you, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yeah, the way it was explained to me was, and how the VA, this is not exact, but the Social Security says you can be 100% disabled or whatever, for any reason, whereas the VA you have to be with a certain exposure. It's confusing. It's very strange because they both looked at the same nexus letters.
Mm-hmm.
And the BVA looked at additional nexus letters and scientific literature. But yet I'm still not. The BVA remand was, they dismissed my physician's nexus letter.
Why? Or do you know?
Yes, it was stated that, he stated that I informed him that my weight loss between 384 and 984.
Oh, because you informed them that you lost all this weight to where you weren't seeing the doctor way back when you were a lot heavier. So it was hearsay. It was you saying you lost weight. The doctor had no way of proving it, and otherwise, by his statement, it was your statement, right?
Yes, but the way you put it down, he said the patient myself informed him that I lost weight, and it was backed up by an additional 20-pound weight loss right after discharge.
Don't it make you wonder sometimes if the VA just tries to make you look like veterans just plain aren't telling the truth in order to, I don't know, get a buck out of them? Just, it makes you, the Veterans Administration can, I was married to a Marine, I guess I still am. And, when you guys signed on this dotted line, y'all expected, I know my husband did because he was in the Corps in the Vietnam era. He didn't have to go to Vietnam to get a bullet in the back. And the sad part about this whole thing is the guys that did make it back unscathed, which is, a godsend, and the guys even after the Vietnam era that did join the Marine Corps, that all you had to do was be stationed at Camp LeJeune, North Carolina. I don't see the difference in being stationed there, drinking these chemicals, or a bullet in the back. Do you? Did you sign on the dotted line for that?
As a Marine, if I had to take a bullet for my troops or for my brothers, yes.
Yes.
But to be poisoned, not to be informed, it has health issues. And as I spoke to you before about, it costs almost $1 million a year to keep me alive.
Do you feel betrayed by your country?
Yes.
Do you feel betrayed by the commander-in-chiefs that was stationed at Camp LeJeune during this?
I think it's just been a
downhill spiral.
A cluster of those not informing others.
Right.
Then attempting to cover it up. Then trying to sweep it under the rug.
Right. I totally agree with you on that one.
I can't say there's really one individual to blame. The biggest thing I want other Marines, other veterans to understand is not all the correct information is being passed to the correct people.
What do you mean by that? The correct information not going to the right people?
Well, the physicians, if you see a VA physician, they're under time constraints as well.
Right.
Private physicians are under time constraints, so it's very difficult for them to give your medical record more than a cursory review.
Right.
Okay? Sometimes you have to actually, you have one symptom here and put it together and correct tests.
Right.
For me, deficiency, it's very difficult. ATSDR, as well as National Institute of Health, in my opinion, has not provided ample